I don't play a lot of these. They're some of the most impressive and visually lush games ever made, but I don't know, they just take so long. It's such a time investment. I want to try out new ones all the time, especially since my favorite console is the PlayStation 2, which has more great RPGs than some consoles have great games in general, but the length really gets to me. It's such a big deal to start a new one up, and then I just get nervous and play Persona again for the millionth time.
Are you stupid or something?
Recently, I've been playing a really charming JRPG that somehow dodged all these pitfalls for me. It's not super long, it's very low stakes, it's funny, it's cute, it's exactly what I needed. It's Dragon Quest V for the PlayStation 2. I bet you didn't even know that existed. Dragon Quest V is kind of hard to get a hold of. The original was never released outside of Japan, and the DS remake is very charming, but that one isn't exactly convenient to play anymore either. The Japan-only PlayStation 2 remake is probably the easiest to boot up these days, and with a fan translation, it is fully playable. You can tell right away how faithful this is to the original. These old-ass Super Nintendo menus you get lost in are something you're gonna have to get used to. They were totally outdated by the time this came out, but I think the old feeling fits the vibe. Everything about this game feels like something from the past, and that's a lot of fun. Look at these circle vignettes straight out of silent cinema. Look at these square JRPG villages. Look at all these chests just sitting here like this. That made a lot more sense back when they were sprites. Look at a JRPG fish. I just enjoy seeing fish in games. Something that really surprised me is how this game tells its story. It's mostly little adventures. There is an overarching plot that spans the entire game, but the moment-to-moment feels way more like you're playing through an anime. You arrive at a new town, you learn about some new characters, and set out on a tiny quest to solve a new problem. There are very clear episodes, so to speak, and that makes for really great pacing. Of course, most stories are in some way a collection of smaller stories, and that is especially the case with JRPGs since they are so long, but Dragon Quest does do it in a uniquely charming episodic way. It allows the game to introduce a ton of characters and conflicts that make the world feel really alive. It gives you the illusion that you could go anywhere and there would be real people living real lives, which is really impressive for what is, in reality, a pretty linear game. This and the unique camera make the world really fun to navigate. At any point in the game, you can zoom out and get this big overview of wherever you are. Most locations are small, so with this camera, it's super easy to get around. I never got lost in any of these places. The whole world feels like a collection of the cutest miniatures you've ever seen, especially anytime there's stairs involved, and it really looks like you're walking around on toys. I have never wanted to live in a well before, but I don't know, I'm kind of considering it with this one. Video game water continues to be one of my favorite things in the whole world to look at. Of course, it also helps that every character is so small, especially the main character who is a kid.
Danger, do not enter, appears to be written here. Unfortunately, Ruby hasn't learned how to read yet.
Oh, I've never played a Dragon Quest game before, by the way. It was so cool to just see everything. The slimes! I love the slimes! They got this fun mechanic where if there's multiple of them, they all get an attack, but their health pool seems to combine, and then they die one by one, so you really gotta think about how you want to deal with them. This is probably not new to anyone who's ever played any of these games before, but it was new to me, and I think it's great. Every enemy is just so unique and so fun. I love the character designs. Look at these guys, look at these ghosts, look at this skeleton worm. They all live in a classic haunted castle, which, by the way, is just the perfect place to explore the childhood adventure. First you explore a cave, then a haunted castle. That's just precious. You know, I can get pretty stressed about games. I'm an anxious guy, and if a game or its controls don't gel with me, that can make me feel uncomfortable really quick. It's one of the reasons I cover the games I do. I'm comfortable with these types of games, and I always appreciate it when people suggest other Ruby Falls type games for me to play. It makes me feel like people really get me. And don't worry, with this generation of games, games being my favorite, there are basically infinite amount of great titles for me to play, and there's still modern games I enjoy too. I guess that's the appeal of Dragon Quest. Quaint, stress-free adventures solving small-scale problems for regular people. I really like it.